Hello, everyone. I'm Raven, and happy Mabon for all of my fellow Wiccans out there. This is the fall equinox, a balance of energies between light and dark. It will progressively get darker as the year ends, and it's a wonderful time for releasing and letting go all of that which no longer serves us. All of the people who have done more harm than good can be released at this time. It's time to start thinking in that way as we go into the darker months, the shorter days and longer nights. But today I'm here to talk about my experience with spiritual detox. So I am a Reiki master, but I had a recent attunement, a kind of a refresher attunement, because it's been a few years since I have done one on someone else. So I wanted to refresh my attunement. So the instructor warns, of course, that there will be some after effects, which is referred to as spiritual detox. And because I've had attunements before, I did know that there are very real effects to the energy that is exchanged during an attunement or during any kind of ritual or spiritual practice or discipline. In the past, that has included feelings of bliss, kind of spaced out feelings where I didn't feel quite grounded, but I could easily get myself grounded through either eating something or, salt under the tongue, or even imagining a cord between your spinal cord and the center of the earth through like a branch. Or even just imagining the soil, dark soil in your mind, and imagining running your fingers through dark, rich, fertile soil can be enough to ground you. But this attunement, produced something that was beyond any kind of spiritual detox I had experienced previously. This was no joke. First, let me talk about why spiritual detoxes happen. So a spiritual detox is similar to a physical detox. So if you've ever tried fasting, or if you've ever gone on a cleanse where maybe you'll just drink some kind of potion, usually a mixture of, several things, usually a little bit of honey and various other things. You might have a vegetable cleanse where you're only eating vegetables, or maybe it'll be like smoothies, fruit and vegetable smoothies, or maybe you go on a water or juice fast. In any case, if you've done any of those things, particularly longer than one day, you will start to notice detox effects. And the reason why that is because, first of all, your body's getting a break from digestion. So it's able to process some of the latent toxins that usually doesn't get around to because we're constantly giving it food. When you stop that, even just for a day, but particularly for longer than a day, your body not only has the opportunity to rid itself of things it's been wanting to rid itself of for a long time, but you're infusing your body with all of this good stuff, which maybe you've been neglecting. Now, the average American diet, the average Western diet, I should say, is not up to par. We'll put it mildly. So when you're infusing your body with all this goodness, all these nice leafy green vegetables and organic fruits, or you're taking a break from eating altogether and you're just allowing the water to flush out any latent toxins, all of a sudden your body is so happy because it's getting what it needs. But the problem is that because it's getting rid of it all at once, it can be a little overwhelming. You can find you're going to the bathroom more, you can find yourself getting headaches, you can find yourself feeling tired, all in an effort of your body to right itself, to put itself right again. So a similar thing happens with spiritual detox. So, normally we get used to a certain way of thinking and being in the world. And that way of being usually includes a certain number of fears, a certain number of prejudgments, a certain number of negative habits, sometimes just mental habits that are not necessarily bad, but they're just unquestioned and unchallenged, and perhaps they don't suit us any longer, but we're still regurgitating those same thoughts, perhaps about lack and limitation, stuff like money doesn't grow on trees, or Don't go outside without a coat, you're going to get sick. Just stuff that we've heard that we just take in uncritically, that no longer serves us, perhaps, but they're still in the back of our minds, so they're still in our subconscious, and they're still affecting the way we live our lives, and they're still affecting what we manifest. So when you go through some kind of spiritual ritual or an attunement in this case, you are infusing your soul with all of this purity and all of this light and all of this, pure energy from source. And it's flooding in there, and it is picking up, it's like a shining light, all that does not deserve your attention. It's basically lighting up all the ugly things. It's like if you shine a huge bright light in a room, you will not only see the beautiful things that are in that room, you're going to see the stuff that you wish you could hide. Okay, so whenever you shine a light, you're going to see the good and the bad. Okay, so when that pure energy comes into your soul through an attunement or through a ritual, it's shining the light on all of it. Okay, so what came up for me during my attunement, this was a really powerful attunement. So it wasn't just all bliss, love, and light. It was bringing up an amazing number of painful memories, insecurities, shame, things that I didn't actually realize bothered me so much, things that I'm ashamed of, perhaps, about my life. And it's difficult to go through something like this because it hurts. But the reason why it's coming up is so that you can look at it square in the face and not hide it into your subconscious or bury it into your unconscious, but to actually take a hard look at it, shine the light on it, lift it up to the goddess, and release it to be healed. Okay, that's what it's coming up for. And just like with the physical detox, it's not going to be that way forever. It's happening because things are being removed that need to be removed. And so going through that process was difficult. And for me, it looks like I said, shame. It looks like feeling like I wanted to cry for the rest of the day. And there was no specific reason. I just felt like crying. I felt incredibly insecure. I felt a lot of self-doubt. What am I doing? Who am I to do anything? And so I had to experience the rest of my day like that, and it was difficult. But I knew that it was temporary, and I knew it was happening, and I knew that it was good. Okay, so just like with the physical detox, once the detox period is over, you can't just go back to your previous way of life. If after a physical detox, if you go back to McDonald's 3 times a week, if you go back to laying around and not exercising, then those toxins are going to come right back. And same with the spiritual detox. So these things have been brought to light so that they can be released. But then you don't go looking for them again. You don't go pulling it back in. You don't go back to the mindsets that gave rise to those negative thought forms. Okay, so going forward, there's an obligation, there's an urgency to continue on that higher plane. You've basically been up-leveled from a prior plateau to a new one, and the new one is higher and clearer and more aligned with your actual purpose on the planet. So you have the opportunity to operate now at this new level, and it's like going to a higher level on a mountain. Like suddenly things start looking different. You can see the tops of people's heads. The vantage point is different, and so that can be a little unsettling, because you're having to get used to viewing yourself and your world and your life from a different vantage point. Okay, so that part right there requires a certain level of adjustment. So certain things, certain activities, certain habits are no longer going to serve you. And if you want to stay here and not fall backwards, you have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to release some things that were habitual, perhaps. maybe certain friendships that you know were toxic, but you just thought, well, but this person's fun, or I don't have anything else to do, or you may make excuses. But when you're here now, excuses are not really going to fly. So you're going to experience negative consequences if you are here, but you're trying to pretend like you're still back here. Okay, it's not going to work. So on this new plane, you have a whole different way of looking at things, and you have a new responsibility. And the purpose of it is not just so you can feel better. The purpose of it is that whatever your task or your destiny or the work that you've been put here to do, whatever that is, you are now more qualified to do that work. So you don't need to run out and try to do stuff. You just need to pay attention to what's being drawn into your life, because those things are going to be more and more aligned with why you're here on the planet. So you just have to pay attention, because there's going to be even more synchronicities that are going to let you know what is the next step in your journey. Okay. So in the meantime, when you're in the middle of a spiritual detox and you feel lousy, there are some things that you can do to get through it. Okay, one thing is just to talk about it. So I was able to share with the Reiki practitioner that did my attunement, what my experience was. And, just having someone to hear it is very uplifting, because they validate what you're going through, and they reassure you that it is a temporary thing and that it's a good thing. Another thing you can do is journal. So if you don't have someone that understands what this stuff is that you can talk to, because it doesn't have to be an attunement. You can go through spiritual detox just when you started meditating more, or when you've had a revelation or an aha moment, and now you have to incorporate that aha moment into your life. So that can spark a spiritual detox. Okay, so it doesn't have to be through an attunement. So one thing you can do is journal, and it's really essential, even if you do have someone to talk to, is to do your own journaling, because you can ramble and you can get really deep, and you can start making connections between things from the past, more things that you need to release, and things that you're excited about now, and just details about how you're feeling, what you're going through. So journaling is very effective to just get it out, flush it out. It's like flushing your body with water. Okay. Physical exercise, because those energies that are raised are going to kind of be agitating. So it doesn't have to be anything major. You don't have to join a gym. Okay. Just take a long walk, like an hour, and just walk. It doesn't have to be a certain pace. Just get out, move your body. Do some yoga if you don't want to take a walk or can't. Get that body moving, just to sort of process all of the energies that are turbulent inside of you right now, because everything spiritual, it is manifest in the physical world. So even though these changes are going on in the cellular level, they will manifest in your body. So it's good to keep your body moving. And along those lines, you want to give yourself healthy food. Light is better. Salads, fruits, vegetables, easily digested foods. Because the last thing that you need during a spiritual detox is to be processing some kind of steak and potatoes. Okay, you want your body to kind of just rest and allow whatever is happening to just happen without interference. So a light meal, a light healthy meal is best. Lots of water. And get enough sleep. This is not the time to stay up late watching TV. Turn it off and go to bed, because as you sleep, you can integrate. So your subconscious is now going to have to deal with this new level of consciousness, and they're going to have to come to an agreement about what this means now. And that happens best while you're sleeping, so you can just process it. Okay. And the last thing is to just be patient. Okay, it'll pass. It may pass quickly. For me, it hasn't totally passed yet. There's still a little bit lingering detox happening. But for the most part, it ended after that first day. So however long it lasts, whether it's a day or a week or whatever, just be patient with the process. Continue to journal. Continue to do your disciplines, the light eating, the exercise, the sleep. the water. Just be very nice to yourself, and also stay away from negative people during this time, because they're going to try to undo, not consciously, usually not consciously, because they don't know what you're going through. Subconsciously, they will try to erase what's going on. So do your best. You may have to still go to work, wear headphones during lunch, whatever you have to do, to not allow your progress to be stymied by, negative energy. Now, they're not going to block your blessing, okay? They just may hinder it and make it slower. So do your best to avoid negativity, low vibrational conversations. Just zip it. Nope. Do whatever you have to do. Like I said, put on headphones, go for a walk during lunch, do whatever you need to do, but do your best to stay away from negativity. Now, on the other side, it's a wonderful thing. You're going to be more equipped for your blessings, for your path, for your destiny. So it'll all be worth it. Okay, so don't give up. Hang in there, and regardless of your symptoms of the spiritual detox, hang in there. I promise you, it's beautiful on the other side, and it's not the end. So you may be here now. There's more. There's all this way up here. So you're not done. Okay, you're just higher than you were before. Okay, so continue on your path. Don't give up, and always remember, you are worthy. You are loved. You are beloved of spirit. You are necessary. You matter. So peace and love. Happy Mabon. Love you. Peace and blessings.